it's Girl Con and you're watching another Supernatural review. This is season 10, episode 11, There's No Place Like Home. If you're new here, I do recap a review of every single episode of Supernatural, so let's get into it. I actually felt like this episode was like an okay episode that was leaning towards bad. So I did put it on the worst list. It's obviously the lowest on the worst list. We'll see if it ends up there. But I have to be honest about how I feel about the episode and everything. I feel like, so this was a Charlie episode, and I feel like lately, like the Charlie episodes haven't been as strong. Like the first few Charlie episodes we've had have been on the stronger side, but I've noticed that like gradually, like all the lately Charlie episodes haven't been as strong, and they're all, I feel like, episodic. They're pretty much all episodic, and like the idea seems like the good idea, but maybe it's just like the execution. Like I'm not exactly sure. I think they wanted Charlie because we haven't had Charlie in a while, like an episode like that. You know, Supernatural is heavily doing this thing now where every episode has like at least a third character, if not a fourth character. And the episode prior we had, I think, Crowley, Rowena, Claire, if I remember correctly. So this episode had Charlie, and so they have these, you know, characters that we see once or twice a season, and so it made sense to bring Charlie back, have an episode for her. I understand that, and I do feel like, you know, she's coming back from Oz, and to, you know, try to do something more with Oz and have a good Charlie and a bad Charlie, it kind of, the idea isn't too bad. I just, the way that it was executed, I don't know. And Dean is still dealing with all his Mark of Cain stuff, and so then he kind of gets like very like brutal with Charlie. And I don't know if they like saw that as opportunity. Like we have this character that we all kind of like, the brothers like, and then what if he like hurts that character? I guess in a way, like obviously doesn't kill, but like kind of hurts it. And kind of like what the Mark of Cain makes him. I always remember the Mark of Cain being really strong, but I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like it hasn't been as strong as I remember. Maybe like it's later in the season where it becomes more strong, or I felt like the Mark of Cain episodes in the previous season, in season 9, were on the stronger side, so maybe that's why I'm confused. There's this feeling now like that's the B plot, kind of like there's always like, even with a hunt, there's always like something else going on, like either the brothers are fighting about whatever, like they're always fighting, but now it's just like Mark of Cain and like what it's making Dean. And I like don't know, obviously I know where the season leads and stuff, but I mean, we still have about like 12, 11, what, I don't know, 12 episodes left of the season, so I don't know if the writers know yet where they're going with it, and I feel like they don't, because it kind of feels like nothing happens and changes with the Mark of Cain. It's just like kind of just like always there. And I don't know, maybe it's an episode that's more centered around the Mark of Cain, but that was like the previous episode, which I thought was really bad. And if you want to hear about what I thought, you should watch my review for that episode. I don't know exactly what could have made this episode stronger. I just feel like it just felt like maybe the way it went, I don't know, and then they were like trying to be funny at times, which didn't really work, like with Dean going to the home realty place and saying he wants a jacuzzi. That was a little bit better, but like when he was like waiting in the waiting, like it just, some of the funny things like didn't really work. And so Supernatural either is really good at like, you know, it's naturally funny, whatever, but sometimes it feels like the funniness is forced. Kind of curious where the season goes. Like I really like forgot a lot of these episodes, and as I said before, like where in these later seasons, like even the episodic episodes feel more serialized. It just is overall more serialized. So the episodes alone aren't that strong, but this episode felt very episodic, and the only real serialized thing is like, you know, having the Mark of Cain. But, you know, even if you, like, this is, like, for example, you're watching Out of the Blue and you see this is your first Charlie episode, I feel like it's okay. Like, I feel like this is episodic. It's an episode you can watch Out of the Blue, but I wouldn't suggest this one to be watched Out of the Blue, even though I feel like maybe in the past I would have and said you can. I just, when you, like, analyze these episodes, like, I felt like this episode wasn't as strong, and that's what I feel a lot of Charlie episodes. But I do remember, and this might be a little bit spoiler, is that like in the future she like helps out more with wait, that's the season. I don't want to spoil anything. But anyway, so those are my thoughts and feelings about this episode. Comment below what you think, and then, you know, watch the next reviews. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye.